Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. I'm going to do this Saturday your daily mini reading for you today. I'm using my new Power of Surrender cards, which are just beautiful. And then we will be using my new Guardian Angel Messages Tarot, just to pull one or two cards to clarify the message for you. If the reading resonates, you are simply remembering in divine timing what you already know within your soul. If it doesn't resonate, my darling, it simply means it wasn't for you at this time. There'll always be a message out there for you at exactly the right time as guided by spirit. And if it does resonate, I would be so grateful if you would comment, like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button for me. All of it is just a beautiful exchange of energy between us. I am going to be doing the rest of your star sign readings from tomorrow. I think I posted, I feel, 5 or 6 last week. I've got a lot of personal readings today, so I'm not able to do any more of those today, but I will be focusing on moving forward with those as of tomorrow, Sunday. And if you would like a personal reading with me, all of the details are in the description box below. So let's move forward with this reading. And the power of surrender is how, it's the same thing as me describing letting go. It is to surrender to what is at the moment for you. And in surrendering and letting go, another way of saying this is imagining yourself being, rather than fighting, saying being in some water that's scary for you, and water represents emotions. It's about lying on your back and surrendering to the wave, allowing the wave to take you where it's meant to take you. This is a very beautiful deck. And so rather than trying to control things, obsessing over things, worrying too much about things, trying to make things happen, this is Spirit's advice to those that most need to hear it about the power of surrender, about what their advice is to surrender at this time in order to help you moving forward. So let's have a look to see. Thank you, Spirit. For those that most need to hear this message, thank you. What wants to come out? That wanted to come out. And it says, surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So when we want to try and control people, it is Spirit's message of saying we're trying to change who they are presently. We're trying to make them into something that we wish for them to be. And one of the greatest lessons, remembrances that I certainly went through, and many of us are going through, is that when we believe that everybody thinks and feels the way that we do, all we're doing is hurting ourselves. All we're doing is disappointing ourselves. Expectations of somebody brings disappointment. And when we allow somebody to be who they are, we are showing respect just as much as we would want respect for where we are in our present place of life. When we try and control a relationship, we're also doing it from a place of fear, from a place of anxiety, because we are trying to ensure that something works out the way that we want it to work out in this relationship. And we're trying to hold on too tightly. And when you try and hold on too tightly to something, you can suffocate it. Literally, energetically, you can suffocate it. And so Spirit is asking you at this time, with whatever this relationship is for you, it might be a relationship that is based around a love and romance. It might be something to do with family or a friend relationship. There is a snake in this card, and the snake talks about the chance to kind of move forward now from it. It's not saying leave the relationship, it's just saying give it some breathing room. This is a boa constrictor, and so there is not enough room for either you or they to breathe at this time. You both need some breathing space. And sometimes, if you have been hurt in this situation or they have been hurt in this situation, you can't heal in the place that you were hurt. And it's the understanding that beneath every behavior that we do or somebody else do, there is a feeling, there's a feeling behind the feeling about the need that's there. So I want you to, or Spirit's asking you to look at for yourself, for this relationship is for you at this time. It's to teach you things as well. It's to help you remember things about yourself, beautiful things about yourself. What is your need behind looking to try and control this relationship at this time? What is your need behind trying to control it? Is it coming from fear and anxiety of losing this person? But you can't lose something that's intended for you. You can never lose something that's intended for you. But it is with the understanding that all relationships are first and foremost for the evolution of our soul. So what has this relationship helped you to release, to surrender? Spirit's asking you to surrender now. What is in that moment of surrendering the outcome of this relationship? What is that helping you to do in this moment? So let's put that aside and let's look at these lovely angel messages, Tarot. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. What else do you want to tell about the surrender, your desire to control people? Thank you. And you know, this word regroup, to step back and regroup, it's to give yourself a breathing space, darling. It's exhausting trying to control the whole time. It's exhausting trying to affect an outcome. And when we try and affect an outcome, we're not letting the natural outcome happen. So we might be prolonging something that's not intended for us, or we might not be allowing what is intended for us to come in a beautiful, organic way. And I'm not saying that's not to do with this relationship, but you need to give the relationship a chance to have a breathing space now. Take that breath and take a step back and see what happens, and regroup your thoughts, regroup your mind, regroup. Sometimes when we're trying so hard to achieve something and do something, we actually forget the reason why we're trying to do that in the first place. And that's what Spirit is asking you to do. Thank you. Too many cards, Spirit. Thank you. One card, please. Thank you. One card. Surrender your desire to control people. Thank you, Spirit. They're trying to come out. They're going, that one. Here we go. Six of Water, memories, childhood, and nostalgia. This is the Six of Cups. This is the soulmate card. And so I feel that many will be sort of saying, okay, this is a soulmate. Yes, it is a soulmate. Soulmates come to us for a variety of different reasons. Remember, I said that, you know, all relationships are for the evolution of our soul. When we have a particularly strong connection to someone at a soul level, it is because your soul and their soul were destined to meet. There were many, many layers of the cake, as I call it, many reasons why you were destined to meet. Sometimes it is to have a long life relationship, strong connection with this person. And other times it's for release for us. It's for us to remember things. It's for us to, it's to help break the pattern of conditioned bonds, conditioned behaviors within ourselves. And so that soul has said, I'm going to step forward and help you at this time. Many soulmates come together and go apart, but then come together again. And it is because the deep connection between the two has allowed the triggers to come up, the triggers of trying to control things in this situation, the triggers of having self-doubt, anxiety about it, just the feelings of you're not good enough, I'm not good enough, how can I make this work? And it's about bringing somebody back to a place of trust, and also knowing that you are good enough. And actually somebody, if they're not good for you, and I'm not saying they're not good enough for you, but if they're not good for you in this present time, then it is a reminder for you just to surrender to what is at this time, and let Spirit, the universe, guide you to whatever is this next chapter of your life. When you're looking at relationships around you. If a relationship makes you anxious, it makes you feel insecure, it brings up that feelings within you, that slight shortness of breath, then that is a message for you that there is work to release, to be done on it. And also that actually that person may not be for you. It is not your, they're not your energy. You're not recognizing, you know the relationships that you have where you feel completely at peace and you feel yourself and you feel you can be yourself and you feel that you feel joy, you feel peace in their presence. So have a think about the relationships in your life and which ones make you want to try and work harder, but to prove yourself, as opposed to allowing you to work harder but not feeling there's a pressure or you're going to lose something if you don't do it. So there is Six of Cups here. There is, and it says here, memories, childhood, and nostalgia. And I feel for you that this relationship may have changed. It may have changed to one that you are feeling, why isn't it the way that it used to be? And we have within us as humans, and this is the ego part of us, this is the pain body side, this is the side that is that gets very attached to things. We have an attachment, don't we, to being permanently happy, for something to be permanently amazing, but that's not how life works. And every relationship we have is constantly evolving, it's constantly changing. And that's for us. Look at the relationships you have with your siblings, if you have them, your parents, with your friends. How much has changed since you were little? It's constantly changing. So to surrender to that change is so empowering for you, because you're not trying to hold on to something that was. You are accepting what is, because what is what is intended for you at this time, to help you release the permanent wanting or demand for having permanent happiness and consistency in your life. And consistency doesn't allow us to evolve. Consistency doesn't allow us to embrace fear and to say, do you know what, actually I'm really excited about what is going to happen for me next, because I understand now what has happened for me so far has actually brought me to where I am presently. So with this Six of Cups, there are so many things, there is so much growth, different types of growth that you have achieved throughout this relationship, whatever this relationship is. Please take a moment to look at what it is that you have grown from in this relationship and be really, really proud of yourself for what it is that you have done, because there is a variety of things. And understand that some relationships are meant to be with us forever, and other relationships are meant to come into our lives to help us remember to learn something. And then you've got the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, the 10 of Air, endings, recovery, and freedom. So I feel with this that Spirit is very much asking you to recognize at this time that by trying to hold on to this, you're holding on to, it's like it's not a sabotage, but it almost is a sabotage. You're sabotaging your freedom at the moment. Trying to hold on to something is it takes a lot of energy to hold on to something that is not intended for you at this time. And Spirit is saying it is time now, my darling, to recognize that this is an end of a chapter for you. It's an end of a chapter. It's a 10. But the end of one chapter means it's the beginning of something else, and you are going to free yourself from this if you surrender to not trying to control this situation anymore. And you know what? If you do this, and even for a moment or two, surrender into the place where you are now and go, this is going to give me a chance to regroup. This is going to give me a chance to recover, all those rewords. This is going to give me a chance to reflect. This is going to give me a chance to reconsider. Any other ones? This is going to give me a chance to review where I am right now. And with that understanding, the re-understanding of where I am now, what is it that am looking to do going forward. Endings, recovery, and freedom. It's giving you the freedom to feel, you know, when we do try and control things, and I used to be very, very controlling. I didn't think I was, but I was very controlling in the way that I was with relationships because of the fear of losing them. And so I'd constantly try and do things that enabled me to feel safe. And I want you to feel, if this is resonating with you, are you in the same space? And the freedom that comes from releasing and letting go and surrendering to what is, surrendering to what your soul is trying to get you to remember at this time, is so empowering. And you don't have to try so hard. You can put down, it's like taking an exam, you can put down the pen and you can just walk away from this now. Let me just do one more card for you. Thank you, Spirit. It's almost time. It's time. And that walking away energetically, allowing it to be as it's meant to be, this relationship, just allowing it to be as it's meant to be. It's understanding also, thank you, Spirit, it's understanding also that everybody, if you are exactly where you're meant to be at this moment, then everybody else is exactly where they're meant to be at this moment for their soul's evolution. And trying to get somebody to change to be the way that you want them to be is a reflection of your anxiety and where you are in terms of your stability and your confidence within yourself. And everybody is dealing with life from their own level of awareness, their own level of consciousness, their own level of pain. And so allow this person to be who they are meant to be at this time, because if they are meant to be for you, they will go through the experiences, they will go through the changes in their life and be that person for you. But the most important person for you right now is to focus on your healing, on your growth, on your evolution at this time, because then you will attract in towards you that relationship on the same vibration as you are. And so let somebody walk their path. Everybody is being a fellow traveler with another, but I do want you to consider at this time, in the place of letting go, and this is this Nine of Pentacles, what is it that you have learned from this relationship? And why is it that you're trying to keep it with you if it's making you feel this Ten of Swords? So, and then you've got here the Nine of Earth, which is the Nine of Pentacles. And so Spirit is saying, if you can give yourself time to regroup, give yourself time to recover, to release, you're then going to come into the relaxed stage and the receive stage. There you are, more R's, Spirit. And this is, he says, his contentment, luxury, and independence. And she is at peace there. She is taking time for herself. She is nurturing, you know, all of the plants around her, talking about the nurturing and love and blossoming and abundance that she is giving herself, because this space here is an extension of her energy. So where she is now, it is growing, it is maturing, it is beautiful, and it is abundant. But she is taking time to sit and enjoy that space, her space as well. There is a contentment, there is a peacefulness. And the Nine of Earth, the Nine of Pentacles, is a card of appreciation of one's independence, appreciation, it says here the word independence, but appreciation of oneself first, appreciation that one can really truly be connected to oneself, love oneself, appreciate oneself without having to have another in a relationship. And that is a very, very healthy place to be, because then you are coming back to a place of, I am love. I don't need to look for it. It is there within me. I'm just choosing to share it with myself and with others. She is considering love here. There is a rose here, but roses, you know, roses have always been symbolic of love, haven't they? The roses are interesting because roses are beautiful. They smell amazing, but they also have thorns. So it is a reminder that all relationships have their contrasts. All relationships have their ups and downs. There is no consistency in life. There is no guarantees in life. But if you surrender to the understanding that maybe this thorny relationship at this time is there to, the pain is there to show you what it is that is truly, is to bring you back into the present, but also to show you what it is about you that you've forgotten in this relationship because you're trying to see yourself in another, as opposed to actually truly embracing who you are as an individual, who you are. What is it that brings you contentedness and peace? And I think this is an interesting reading for you. I'm going to pull one more card. Thank you. I apologize. It's not a lovey-dovey reading. This is quite a big message from Spirit. But it's important for those that this is resonating with. And, we've all been here. Everybody is at various levels of various levels of awareness, of consciousness. And, I had a beautiful saying that there's nothing more beautiful than the acorn or the oak tree, and everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Thank you, Spirit. Too many cards, please. I feel it's that one. So 2 of Swords, indecision, avoidance, and confusion. So Spirit understands, where you are right now, and take the path that makes you feel, if one of these paths is trying to control and the other path is letting go, you know which path to let go of. And I feel it's this path here, which is lit up. Do you see? The light is on this path here. And this path is unknown. It kind of goes around the bend. So you're not sure. That's why there's fear there about taking that path, because you're not sure what's around the corner, but it's lit up. This path is straighter and longer, and you feel like you know which path, which direction you're heading in. But and it's okay if you've been avoiding this and there has been indecision because you haven't quite been ready. But if this reading is resonating with you, it's time, it's almost time for you to make a decision now, to surrender to this and to let go of something with love, with understanding, with no judgment for yourself or for another, understanding everybody is dealing with life, as I say many times, from their level of consciousness, their level of awareness, their level of pain. And first and foremost now, this is a journey about you, my darling. So I hope that has resonated and helped you at this time. And I will be doing, as I said, another daily tomorrow. And then who is my next card? I think it's Leo. Leo I'm doing tomorrow, and hopefully Capricorn as well. So have a beautiful weekend, my darling and darlings, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Take care in the meantime. Lots of love. Bye-bye.